If Jeff Bezos would like to donate me $40 billion, I can totally buy the Colts and move them to Fort Wayne.
We'll talk. We'll spend an entire episode talking about the financials of you buying a team and putting it in Fort Wayne. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads podcast. I'm your co-host, Daniel Keene. Joined with me again today is your other co-host, Andy Newman. Andy, how are we doing today?
We're doing fantastic. Road's a little icy, a lot of snow, a lot of rain yesterday, but it was actually pretty nice outside yesterday, though. I enjoyed that.
I liked the early afternoon. It rained a bit, and then I felt like, we are springtime in Indiana, and then it all snowed, and I had to walk home in the snow, and it was less fun.
Yeah, that was not great. I almost slipped and fell about 3 or 4 times on my way back to my dorm. That was awesome.
Just a part of being in the Midwest. People who didn't have to deal with this were those who were attending the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yes.
What a game.
I would like to.
What a game.
I don't have $4,000, though.
Oh, yeah, those tickets are out of here expensive.
So I saw a report that they decreased the ticket price by $1,000, and the cheapest price was still $3,300 for a nosebleed ticket.
Maybe I could get a scholarship or something to send me.
And
to
here's
the Super Bowl.
another thing. So yeah, exactly. I want to be like that old man who gets I've been a lifelong Colts fan or whatever when I'm 40,000 years old and the Colts finally go to a Super Bowl. They finally just ship me there. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just sitting there, just with my family that I barely recognize anymore because I'm a billion years old, just watching, I don't know, Arch Manning throw 45 touchdowns for the Colts at the age of 85. I'm sure the future's going to be crazy, and I'm going to be at the Super Bowl for free. I'm just telling you that.
That's
right
the
now.
plan?
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's fair.
But still crazy though. $3,300 for that game. Barely seeing it. I mean, SoFi's nice and all, but 600 level, really?
You're basically watching it on that big plasma screen.
And then half of the people that are in the stadium with the halftime show, super cool, looked very exciting on television. But for half the stadium, they saw nothing because
they were waiting in line at the concession stand.
Yeah, they either saw nothing or they were on the half of the stadium where there was a backing to it or whatever, and there was no backing, or there was a backing and you couldn't see literally anything that was happening, so you just saw the back of a concert.
Yeah, that's not ideal, but I'm pretty sure it happens at every Super Bowl. I think we were a little off with our picks. I'm not gonna lie.
We were both right on who won, though.
We got right on who won, and there were times in that game.
Got what on what? What did you just say?
A little tongue-tied there. We got right on who won.
Correct.
But there were some times in that game where I was gonna be we got to go on the podcast after 3 guys,
all of us, yeah,
tooth and nail, fought that the Rams were gonna win.
You know what? I thought the Bengals had a legitimate shot the whole game. I would assume everyone did. There was a lot of ref problems, I feel like.
I wouldn't say problems.
It wasn't great, I feel like. Okay, so obviously the 3, I would say 3 that people are talking about, biggest issues with the game so far, this year at least. There was the T. Higgins face mask grab at Jalen Ramsey for the 75-yard touchdown at the beginning of the half.
Was it a touchdown or did they just
It was a 75-yard touchdown.
Okay.
It was Joe Burrow's 75-yard touchdown to start out the half. And then there was the holding call, when the Rams were driving to go for the go-ahead touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I think it called pass interference off a shirt tug on Cooper
Kupp.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was enough for me to say something.
And then the last one was Aaron Donald was supposedly offsides on the game-winning tackle.
He was not offsides.
That's what people are talking about. So, I mean, I feel like there was maybe the calls weren't as great as they could have been, but there was a lot of parity.
There's going to be ref interference in every game.
Yeah.
It's the NFL. The referees are not great. The referees are never going to think they're great. We all know how the referees work, and it's going to happen. And if it happens in the Super Bowl, it's just a continuation of the season.
But on the biggest stage, though, you want the best guys in the best positions, and it's just disappointing to see that even supposedly the best refs in the NFL still can get that much wrong.
Yeah.
Is there a problem with the system? Is it just human error? What is it?
What I'll say, I watch a lot of Premier League, which is European football, and they instituted...
And by European football, you mean soccer.
Yes, that.
Because that is not football.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure that people know. Some people don't. I don't know. I was just clarifying. There used to be a European Football League. There actually was a UNFL or EU NFL, whatever. I don't know.
It was not good.
Yeah.
Adam Vinatieri came from the European Football
Did he
League.
really?
Yeah, he played for the I had the name at one point. The Alouettes, maybe?
How did I not know this? It's kind of interesting. I just thought
Amsterdam Alouettes, Amsterdam Admirals.
Huh.
He played in Europe for a season or two. We're getting a little off topic, but
whatever. Hey, you know what? Hey, it's sports. We're
talking sports. But the Premier League, which is soccer in
Correct.
England, have instituted what is called video assisted referee or VAR.
And I like that a lot.
Honestly,
that there should be one. There should be like a Sky Ref or whatever. What is wrong with that?
I was not a huge fan of it when it first showed up in the game, but honestly, it's not like fluid. Like you can only use VAR on certain situations, but we can go back, we can watch the replay. You can have the head referee of the game go look at the replay and then have the chance to change his call.
Yeah, I think that should be. I don't know why isn't every single play like being able to be under subject of review?
Because then it doesn't.
I get that it could stop like.
But part of the game is the controversy. Part of the game.
Cares? Now,
part
I
of the game
don't want
is
controversy. I want a good game. Like, it's just annoying.
Those who oppose the video assisted referee I'm referring to, they don't like how it stops the game or it upsets the flow of the game. I could care less.
Yeah, no. You know what else stops the flow of a game? Refs taking 45 minutes to figure out the play call, or not play call, the call on the field.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like that happens a lot. Like you could get that quick done. Oh, hey, the camera caught this. You don't have to talk for 45 minutes to see what one guy saw out of the corner of his eye 45 yards downfield.
Outside of the referee calls, it was still a pretty good game.
Still a great game, yeah.
I posted something about it on our Instagram, but honestly, I don't care that I was wrong. I don't care that the Rams did not blow out the Bengals.
Yeah,
Matthew
that's fine with
Stafford
me.
won a Super Bowl, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, congratulations to him. Congratulations to McVay, Aaron
Cooper
Donald,
Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
They're getting it. I would say, though, I feel like the score would be a lot different if Odell Beckham Jr. did not go down in the first half.
Yeah, you think they would have had more touchdowns or had
I think
more
it would
points
have
up?
been more points, more touchdowns. The offense looked very out of rhythm after
they had
left.
They had to go to Van Jefferson and Skoranek, and obviously that did not go super well.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
And, do you think Matthew Stafford deserved the MVP over Cooper Kupp?
No.
No?
Stafford threw what? Two interceptions, right?
Yes.
I
will say
I
the
don't feel like
first-
there was really anyone that was like insanely deserving of it.
No, it was a real team win,
yeah,
which is good.
I think so.
But, I mean, Matthew Stafford did have that absolutely blown interception where he tries to just shoot. He got a little Detroit Lion in him. Tries to bomb it down the field for the touchdown and gets picked off. But the second interception, it was Skoranek who bumbled the pass.
Which is kind of funny. So I'm from Fort Wayne. You know this. On both of those interception plays, both of the interceptions were caused by guys from Fort Wayne. Kind of crazy. Jesse Bates went to Snyder High School, got that interception deep in the end zone, and then Skoranek went to my high school's rival school, Homestead.
Awesome.
It's very interesting to see like local
Yeah.
people for me making like plays on the big stage, whether good or very bad.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with doing very bad on the big stage because no me gusta Homestead.
I think the Rams offense at times in that game made the Bengals the Rams offense made the Bengals defense look
Good.
better than it was.
Yeah. I don't think the Bengals defense was bad though.
I don't think the Bengals defense was bad, but like after like that first half before OBJ goes down, they were going wherever they wanted to. They were playing whatever they wanted to do, and no one was stopping them.
I think it was just a good game overall.
Good game,
Yeah.
but like at points in the game, the defense just proved where the Bengals were lacking.
And obviously on the last play there's been video that has come out of Jamar Chase absolutely torching Jalen Ramsey, and all Joe Burrow needed was maybe a second and a half more.
Okay, well they'll address that second and a half in the draft when they.
I would hope
when
so.
they finally get some offensive.
When they
linemen
actually
involved.
draft Penei Sewell this time, or some guy like him. I mean,
Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, he did not really have a lights out performance.
no.
I think everyone was hyping up like best corner in the league.
I mean, he still is.
It wasn't terrible. It was bad for Jalen Ramsey's standards.
I don't even know if I would say if it was bad for Jalen Ramsey's standards. I would just think just kind of just not great, bad. I think it was just bad in general. I mean,
But hey, he has a ring.
yeah. I mean, you know who else has a ring? Jimmy Garoppolo. So like,
Well,
sometimes okay. I mean,
Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play in the game.
Yeah,
that he got a
okay.
ring in.
I mean, I know what you mean. McCole Hardman has a ring, and he recorded -4 yards in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, I'd go with that. What I do like is Eric Weddle's story.
Oh yeah, no, that guy's awesome.
After the game, they interviewed him, and he said he was like, "Oh, I'm retired." Like,
well, yeah, I would assume so.
This was a vacation for me, guys.
If anyone doesn't know about this, so Eric Weddle was a standout defensive player for the Rams for a long time. Retired 2 years ago. Rams are a little thin at his position going into the playoff run, and they called him up. Dude has not played any football in 2 years, comes out of retirement, starts in the playoffs, and goes and wins the Super Bowl.
He was calling the defensive plays in the Super Bowl.
And at one point in time, he tore his pectoral muscle. Like
that is a season ender.
Yeah.
He tore it in like the first quarter or the second quarter.
And
you saw him getting they put the brace on him on the sidelines. You don't quit in a game like that.
Nah.
I think Joe Burrow had a sprained MCL is what they said. You don't quit in a game like that. You stay in.
Yeah, no, nobody quits in a game like that. Other than OBJ, who was forced to quit because of his torn ACL, which really can't do anything on.
He was very emotional on the sidelines. That was kind of tough to watch.
Unless you're like Greg Jennings and you're in Madden. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
For people who get that deep cut. Whatever. But yeah, no, fantastic year for the NFL. Great Super Bowl. Great job. Congratulations to the Rams. They're living it up in L.A. and in Disney right now.
It was a wonderful season.
Definitely full of fun.
Full of controversy. Full of
a lot of stuff. More games.
More games.
Yeah.
I think it's like 200 some odd days till the next NFL game.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got USFL coming up though.
Well, yeah.
We will talk about that here soon on the next podcast.
But in the meantime, you also have us. We are your void to fill for NFL.
And we'll talk about literally any single little piece of NFL information ever for the next until school year is over.
Big
and
NFL
I'm sure we'll
guys.
just talk about that for 45 minutes and unnecessarily talk about it for super long. But whatever.
Hey.
When there's not information, we're going to talk about random stuff.
Yeah. Well, not random stuff.
Well, not random stuff, but we're probably going to talk about Aaron Rodgers a lot.
Well, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, just a quick thing. Did you hear they hired his former quarterbacks coach?
Where?
In Green Bay.
Oh.
One of the photographers in the DN Daily News told me she's a huge Packers fan. She goes, "Did you hear they hired the QB coach? Aaron Rodgers is staying."
No. He could stay,
but
that would definitely not be a reason why he would stay.
I don't want him to stay. And that
why are you? Oh yeah.
Aaron Rodgers needs to leave the NFC North.
I keep forgetting NFC
For the
North.
sake of us Lions fans, I need Jordan Love under center.
Yeah, that would probably fare a lot better for you than the two-time MVP going in there. Jordan Love did not look good, by the way. Just so we know.
Not at all.
That is, I will still never understand why the Packers did that. What was the plan? What I don't even know. Like what when you look back on that, what was they were trying to do an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre thing.
Yeah.
But you're telling me you're not going to be able to find a better quarterback in a future draft other than Jordan Love is the best quarterback you can get in the next 5 years. Jordan Love.
Give him a break. Give him a break. Sometimes you draft a guy and you have him learn behind a Hall of Fame quarterback for a little bit, and maybe it turns out he's not that far into his NFL career. It might be a short career. It could be a long career. We should not. I think I agree. He's not a great player. I would love to see him next season instead of Aaron Rodgers, but
time to
give him the benefit of the doubt.
Whatever.
He could develop.
We'll see. But okay, moving on to the NBA.
NBA roundup. Lovely NBA.
Yeah.
I like the NBA. I watch the NBA. I keep tabs.
I keep tabs as well. I semi follow the NBA. How about that? I see the notifications on my phone. 95% of the notifications on my phone are about the Lakers, though, because everybody's got to talk about the Lakers.
It just gets a little boring at times.
I know.
In my professional opinion.
Here's my thought. The NFL has it perfect because all of your games are on national television, basically all of the time. It's either on Fox, NBC, CBS, or on ESPN. And ESPN
TNT, I think, sometimes.
Well, no. The NFL is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. thought we were talking NBA.
The NFL, all of the NFL's games are on national television. Like, they are on big places. There's one a week for each team, and there's multiple throughout the week as well.
Yeah.
The NBA, there's just so many games. If I want to follow them, I have to watch 82 games. Like,
no one wants to watch it.
I don't.
We're talking about the MLB a little bit later.
Yeah.
It's the same with the MLB.
Yeah, the gravity of the games are just it goes downhill. The Colts or any team, you lose one game,
whole season shift.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And the MLB and the NBA, you drop a game or two, it doesn't matter.
No.
So you're not seeing as much passion. If you make it a 20-game season, you will see more passion, more fire.
I would watch.
I would watch the NBA for
if there was like even 25. Yeah, 25 would be fine with me.
But why 80? Why 80?
I don't know.
I think it started with like wanting more people to watch more games and more revenue.
Yeah,
but also you're losing viewership and fans and overall following.
If there was a game every Saturday on CBS or ABC,
I'd watch.
I would watch. You know,
especially in the off season.
Weeks. Yeah,
you got nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then I feel like another issue with that, I don't know if it's an issue. I kind of do like the series, like in the playoffs that they have, like a 5-game series or a 7-game series or whatever. But I feel like 7 is just a tad much. You know, I think like maybe 3 games or 5 games. You know, I understand that it's trying to find the best team.
Yeah,
but it's like when you're watching games 1, 2, and maybe probably 3, you're like, eh.
Yeah, it's almost too much, you know?
Because, like, I feel like every single moment matters in a football game.
Right.
Every moment matters. But if you mess up and lose by 45, I keep saying the number 45. I don't know. That's just a number in my brain today. But if you lose by, like 30, which is insane, in, like, a basketball game or, like, even a baseball game, lose by 30 runs, you know, in the first game, you can go out and just crush the next 4 and win it all, you know?
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I do follow it. Our first one up, kind of our first talking point, Giannis drops 50 against the Pacers in a 128 to 117 victory. Not only is that, you know, our Indianapolis Pacers,
Indiana Pacers.
It's not Indianapolis.
It's not Indianapolis. Indianapolis Colts. Indiana.
I have
Pacers.
only been living in Indiana for like 6 months. Give me a break.
I get it. It's fine.
But I think what's really impressive is he did this on 17 of 21 for shooting. So that's a really high percentage. Really good performance. Giannis.
He's good. He's good at basketball. I mean,
he's
what
good. What
else are you gonna say?
Do you think he's got a shout for MVP right now?
I thought it wasn't it supposed to be Steph for a while.
There's a lot for Steph.
Steph kind of fell off.
I think Steph got a lot for coming back, and the whole Warriors coming back from injury. You got Klay Thompson. You got a lot of stuff going on out there, and it's the Warriors, so there's always a lot of shout for them. But I can't think of a lot of guys outside of Giannis.
Wouldn't this be Giannis's 3rd year in a row?
Not 3rd.
Right. Yeah, I thought.
Did he win it last year?
I thought he won it last year and the year before that. I might be missing a season.
Let's do some fact checking.
I might be missing a season. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the last MVP that I remember at least. Am I wrong?
No, last year was Nikola Jokic.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it would be 3 and 4 years.
I missed that. Okay.
It would be 3 and 4 years, which is still a wonderful record of MVP winning.
Wow.
But not a lot of people really care about the MVP. What do you think about the Bucks and championship run?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they be able to?
If they did it,
I mean, that's what a lot of the buzz is around right now.
Yeah, if they did it once, they can do it again. Is kind of the mentality. But
I don't know.
I mean, they didn't do it on a bad year. They did it in a good way. Like they didn't do it in the bubble. They didn't do it when
I hate when people talk about like, oh, this is a bubble year, it doesn't count or whatever. It's like
it counts, but
is it in the books?
It's in the books. There's no asterisks. There's no nothing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was like, oh, it was the Disney year. It was Disney win. Whatever. Who cares?
They got a title.
They won. I don't know. It just that just kind of annoys me. It's a Mickey Mouse championship.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, another team in the East, we got the Sixers, who got shredded by the Celtics. This is, I think the picture was floating around social media, but Harden is sitting on the sidelines.
Was that the one where he was wearing like one of the weirdest outfits I've ever seen?
It wasn't the weirdest outfits I've
ever
ever seen in my life.
No, it
definitely was odd.
It was the blazer that had super big shoulder pads or whatever.
Big shoulder pads.
And then like he had like weird.
Looked like Will Smith in the '90s kind of type outfit. Yeah, like
I
the
mean,
big,
yeah, but
the
like,
big shoulders, the scrunched up.
I don't even know what that was.
Wasn't,
I don't even look it up for yourself. Look up James Harden looks weird.
He
in
makes a
suit
lot of
or
money,
something.
therefore he wears whatever he wants.
Yeah, I guess.
But
sure.
yes, that James Harden was on the bench looking at his new team, getting dumped on by another team. He didn't look unhappy, but he definitely looked a little.
Because he was talking literally 10 hours
odd.
before that, I do believe. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm super excited to be on this team. We're going to do well, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, like we said earlier, you can get shredded by a team and then come back and win a couple games, and it's no big deal. But that was back-to-back games that James Harden watched his team get blown out because the last game he attended for the Nets got blown out, and then he gets traded to the Sixers and also watches a blowout.
Yep.
Do you think that? I mean, we talked about it last week a little bit, but what do you think about James Harden in Philly?
I don't know. I think according to a lot of people that I've been hearing, it's going to be is good match, and they're in win now mode. Is what I've heard. That's win now mode. Is trading for James Harden to win now.
Okay.
But I don't know if that'll definitely transfer to success.
I think we've seen the flop of a handful of super teams in the last little bit.
It's not even a super team though. It's just like kind of just him and
Joel
Embiid.
Embiid.
Right? Yeah, it's just him and Embiid. That's just two. You know.
Well, I mean, you've got like mega stars, but the Sixers have always had just a good, strong, not mediocre, but like upper echelons of mediocre.
The year that they really should have won it is when they actually had Ben Simmons doing stuff and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and that's when Kawhi Leonard gave him a dagger in the playoffs. That's
oh yeah, I do remember
one
that.
of the most watched moments of in NBA.
That is that year, isn't it?
It is that year.
That is crazy.
Speaking of the other side of the trade, Ben Simmons signs his contract. Gets announced as number 10. He's now going to be called Ben 10 Simmons for the rest of his life.
I like that.
I like that. Right?
You know what's funny? I'm a big superhero guy, and like I loved like watching cartoons and stuff as a kid. I've never seen a single episode of Ben 10.
I watched a couple episodes when I was younger. Not great.
I don't know. I've never seen like I love superheroes. I love cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I was little. I had all of the demographics lined up for me. Never watched a single episode.
It wasn't great. He has like a watch that makes.
Yeah,
him turn into
I
whatever.
understand the premise. It's just like
Yeah. Well, Ben Simmons. I don't know. I don't think he's that. I mean,
he's lined up there for like some of people's most hated player in the NBA. It's
he's
like
one
him
of,
and
like,
like curse straps, Porzingis.
Yeah. He's definitely not liked based on how he got himself out of Philly.
No.
But also before he pulled the I'm a megastar force a trade, he wasn't playing well either.
No, and he can't make a three either.
Can't make a three to save his life.
One thing that I know about him. And how he, quote unquote, won a Rookie of the Year in his not rookie season.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be like?
It was like his second year because his first year he didn't play because
it was supposed to be
injured.
Donovan Mitchell.
So
that
he
everyone
was like
thought.
he was like an asterisk rookie.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was Donovan Mitchell.
I thought it was. That's just my. It's whatever. But yeah, no. Ben doesn't seem like that much of a team player. That much of a great guy.
Oh, okay.
Personally.
So. Sorry, just did a little more fact checking so we're at least like accurate on the NBA.
Slightly qualified.
Simmons was selected with the first overall pick in the 2016 draft. After sitting a year due to an injured right foot, he was named the Rookie of the Year in 2018 and was selected to the All-Star game.
Over who though? Like who was in second and running?
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell.
Aha!
Right.
I was right. Okay. Anyway, Ben Simmons.
I think it was good that the Sixers got rid of him. I think he'll do okay.
Well, no duh. Yeah.
I think it'll do okay with the Nets, but I
don't think they're gonna win anything.
I really think the Nets won or not the Nets. The
Sixers?
Sixers won the trade. They traded a guy who wasn't gonna play anyway for a guy who might not play bad.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you weren't gonna get. I don't know. I feel like you could have maybe gotten more. Like Zach talked about more like stock out of Simmons later.
Yeah,
and then actually gotten a player that would maybe stick around.
But they weren't. He wasn't ever going to put on a Sixers uniform again.
Whatever.
So it worked out. The NBA power rankings for Week 18 came out. Not bad. I love these rankings. Like as the fan in me, I love these rankings. We've got Suns number 1, Warriors number 2, Grizzlies number 3, Heat number 4, and Bucks 5. I love the Phoenix Suns. I love Devin Booker.
Yeah.
The owner
seem cool.
Owner might suck a little bit, but outside of that, I really wanted them to win a title last year. And as the number 1 ranked team, they're playing well. They're getting wins. Hopefully, they can make a run.
No, I remember them kind of coming out of nowhere in the bubble, and they were just playing super, super well, and they were putting up big numbers. Nobody really expected that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm very, very high on the Suns, and I think they're a cool organization. So, all right, well, NBA obviously got a lot more of the NBA up in the future here, but let's kind of move on to a big story. A big I feel like this happens every year.
It's a big story that not every year, but it's a big story that happens every couple years.
Every time I hear about the MLB in major news, it's always this.
It is.
I feel like what is the issue? And the MLB's on a lockout because of their whole CBA and the collective bargaining agreement is what the CBA is, by the way.
Yeah, for those out of the loop, let me run it through you. Thank you to a lovely SB Nation article for explaining this in detail. If I can do it, I'm going to post the link to their article in the show notes, just if you guys want to look and read. But they're basically locked because the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement that was signed in 2017, the last time we had a lockout, expired. It's basically an agreement that describes the rule of employment and financial structure of the league, how players are going to get paid, how teams can work around doing stuff, and how they treat their players. When a lockout happens, it's basically the players' union and the team owners and the league have yet to sign the agreement, and the owners can halt all team activities to pressure the CBA to be signed and sorted out. Right now, the largest issue in the CBA involves revenue sharing, player arbitration, service time, and luxury tax. Think salary cap when you think luxury tax kind of sorts it out. But obviously, there's a lot going on. The owners, they want everything to stay the same. They liked how the last bargaining agreement was. They like the status quo. It was the 2017 CBA was very profitable for MLB owners. That's why they kind of want to keep it.
Here's my issue with this. Just the whole
going.
The whole problem. I feel like where I'm just like kind of roll my eyes at the whole story. It's like rich people want more money, and other rich people also want more money. Like, who cares?
I will say it does look like that. A lot of these players.
It does. Like, the MLB players get paid an insane amount of money, get guaranteed. There was some guy that retired like 20 years ago that's still getting paid by a franchise.
I will say I agree with that in a sense.
Crazy.
What I like about the current stand of the players' union right now is they want to address tanking and they want to address the protection of prospects. So right now, there are prospects who are being held back in the minor leagues so that when their contracts get low, teams can take advantage of that and pay them less for longer periods of time.
Okay.
The players' union wants to be looking out for these young guys. It's been not widely covered, but relatively widely covered that the minor leagues are not always the best place to be for a player, both mentally, financially, physically. It's just kind of hard to be there. Yes, you go there to get out, but there are guys who are stuck in the minor leagues for a decade.
Oh, yeah.
And they spend most of their career in the minor leagues getting paid crap money, not being treated – I mean, crap money as in, like, not minimum wage, but $40,000 a year. Like, not crazy amounts of money.
Hey, if you really want to have a fantastic minor league experience, come down to Fort Wayne and play for the Tin Caps. We have the best single-A park in the nation, so – and we actually have fans show up.
We might have a podcast outing where we go to a Tin Caps game.
Yes, Tin Caps are great. I love the Tin Caps. People go to the Tin Caps. If that doesn't show you that Fort Wayne has a market for Major League Sports, then I don't know what does.
Andy wants a baseball team.
No, I don't want. I dream would be a football team. I just need to like $40 billion, and we can like do whatever we want. So.
$40 billion?
If Jeff Bezos would like to donate me $40 billion, I can totally like buy the Colts and move them to Fort Wayne. Yeah,
we'll talk. We'll spend We'll spend an entire episode talking about the financials of you buying a team and putting it in Fort Wayne.
I don't know how much Jim Irsay would sell that team, but like, you know what? Then I would give a little bit of like ownership to Peyton Manning. I have this all in my brain.
Back to the MLB.
Fort Wayne Colts are happening.
Back to the MLB. They want to protect minor league players,
which
and
I think. Okay, so that is commendable.
I think that's valuable.
Yeah,
but in a way, they also want free agency to be able to be available to anyone who has reached 29 and a half years old or accrued 6 years of service time for a specific team, whichever comes first.
What?
So basically, after they hit a certain age or they spend 6 years with the team, they want to immediately be able to enter the free agency market.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I might be a little unqualified there, but I think I'm
interesting.
I think I'm shooting straight.
Yeah.
And the owners, no way, non-starter, not happening. They want to keep it the 6 years to free agency and the 3 years of an arbitration process the league had in place before the CBA. So that is that bullet point and what the players want makes me feel a little bit like, maybe this is a little bit of money grabbing.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like. But also, I mean, it goes both ways. The owners are pushing, the owners of the league
want more money.
They want more money. They want an expanded postseason. Why would they want an expanded postseason?
More games,
because
more eyeballs.
Teams receive 100% of the revenue from TV in the postseason, i.e., more money.
Okay. Yeah.
So it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
An expanded postseason, though, that just that again goes to further explain how I feel like what even is going on in the regular season almost doesn't even matter. I don't get it. When you have like 20 teams in the postseason, like, okay, you just eliminated 10 teams from a 180-game regular season.
Exactly.
How cool.
Exactly. And players are on the same page. They think expanding the field in the postseason will motivate teams to spend less on players, to worry less about winning in the regular season.
Yeah, then who cares? And why are we doing this for 6 months?
I mean, the NFL did it a little bit as well. They expanded the postseason, which
was
made
only
it
like one team, 2 teams.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were talking in the newsroom right before the show with our friend Kyle, who's awesome guy, wonderful journalist, big MLB fan. He was talking about how there's a new projected proposed postseason where the first team gets a bye, which he said he didn't like, but he can understand a bye.
Yeah.
But apparently the second team gets to pick who they face.
That's insane.
That is asinine.
And
then
they get home field advantage the whole time.
And they get home field. No, that is not something that should be happening any way, shape, or form. I hope there's no actual discussion on that because.
Wait, okay, I just understood. So they get home field advantage for every single game.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
No, right?
That's horrible.
No way.
Why would you even? No.
I hate all of that.
That is actually really bad.
Right? Not great.
No, that's not good at all. Wow. Yeah, no. I don't know. I feel like the MLB has been kind of in a downward spiral for years. My grandpa used to be super big into it, and so did my uncle. They were big Cubs fans. Obviously, it used to be America's number one pastime. I think it might still kind of.
It's not.
Be. I mean,
it's a pastime.
It is.
I love how they call it the American pastime because it's
just
literally
a historic American pastime.
No, it is to pass the time.
Yeah.
We go to watch a baseball game because there's nothing else to do today, and we just want to pass the time.
It's like, oh, it's May 23rd. What am I going to do? I guess, turn on the Cubs, see if them lose to the Yankees by 12.
I do have a question for that. Those who live in Indiana and not relatively near a baseball team, do you guys just go with the Cubs?
Yeah, that's kind of what general consensus is. I mean, I've heard some Reds fans every once in a while. Nobody's rooting for the Pirates. I can tell you that right now. I don't think we have anything going on in I think it's either Reds. Literally just Reds or Cubs. I don't think I've really even heard of anybody doing White Sox. So it's mostly just Cubs.
Not bad. Not bad. I think. I like the idea that in where I'm from, we have all the sports.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think
nobody's. How are the Tigers doing, by the way?
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Not great.
My gym teacher was my middle school gym teacher, love him, Mr. Herr, was a huge Tigers fan and a huge Lions fan. And every time I hear something bad about the Lions or the Tigers, I just feel bad for Mr. Herr. Like, that man was an absolute legend, and I'm just like, wow.
Start feeling bad for me, Andy.
Nope. You're second to Mr. Herr. I'm sorry.
Okay. But either way, I think
my friends know.
It always, whenever there's a lockout, you always circle back to, are they actually going to play any games? Will the season happen? Blah, 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 blah. Every single time this happens,
yes,
a little bit of time goes by. They get closer to spring training. They get closer to the opening day, and each side folds a little bit.
Yep.
I feel like we're going to get a very similar CBA. Hopefully, in my opinion, I think that the owner should give a little bit on this on protecting young prospects and making sure the salary for younger players has stagnated in recent years, and they want to ensure that these young stars don't have to play 5, 6, 7 years in the league before getting paid.
I just wish at some point in time baseball would figure something out to get viewership back up again, make the game more exciting. I don't know if you can really modify
Honestly,
the game. Shouldn't.
I watched the games where they had that freeze guy race people.
Oh,
if they do that between each inning, I'll watch.
Yeah, like I
have the Nathan's hot dog eating contest at the 7th inning stretch or something.
I don't know.
I'd get behind that.
Do something. I don't know.
I will say I always love when I was younger growing up. We'd go up north to up north Michigan, and me and my mom would watch Tigers games with my grandparents. I always loved that. That was always big, I love going to a baseball game. But when you want to follow the baseball so intently, it's really hard.
Yeah, and then watching it on TV can just kind of be like a 4-hour baseball game on television. But
take an afternoon nap.
No, I can. Yeah,
I doze off during those games.
Oh yeah. I used to be big into the Cubs. Like before they traded Rizzo, before they traded Baez, and before they traded Bryant, I was following the Cubs pretty intently. I would watch a game or two because I think it's fun. I like baseball. I know a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people find it boring, but there's something about it that I like. I really enjoy. And that whole Cubs postseason run and winning the World Series back in 2016, that was so. I don't think I've felt that way about sports before, but about baseball, never. I was on the edge of my seat for a baseball game.
Right.
A baseball game because there's so much history and everything behind it.
Hear me out, though.
Okay.
I'll pose a very controversial question. But during the PED era of MLB...
Oh, when everyone was, like, doped up?
When everyone was juiced up, wasn't it a little more exciting to watch?
Okay. We're going to...
Like, I hate to say use steroids in sports.
Barry Bonds and, everybody... I don't know.
But if you made it some way where guys could be hitting harder, faster, farther,
I know.
and you could get 10 to 15 point games, that's where you get people to watch.
I know.
And they're not letting
Barry Bonds
in the MLB Hall of Fame because of his steroid use. Barry Bonds was the reason people watched the MLB.
And Poppy or Big Poppy, whatever he's been on stuff before, and he got in first ballot.
Well, because he owned up to it. At one point.
But so did people know that Barry Bonds did it.
Either way, steroid use in sports can totally take up an entire episode in the future.
I'm sure.
I would love to talk about it.
Pat McAfee talks about this all the time. When he talks about baseball, he just wants to get him just roided up and shoot it out of the stadium. I mean,
I get it. There's
some ethical problems.
It's a very hard line to walk. You have to be no, we can't do this. There's a lot of health issues that are involved in it.
Correct.
Yes, you're ruining the integrity of the game. It's more in a joking sense that I say it,
I
but
know.
also it was a fact that when everyone was juiced up in the MLB, their viewership was up.
Oh yeah, no. It's just it's a very interesting and it's an ethical question. Does this hurt the quality and the whole point of the game? And then if you want to make it better, baseball fans are just going to just go absolutely ballistic if you change any little thing about it. I remember when they were trying to put up lights at Wrigley Field and people just went insane. They're like, "You're destroying a historical landmark." It's just we just want to play night games. Like that one little thing set people into an insane frenzy of oh, so if you change any little thing about baseball to make it at all more exciting, it's gonna get hit with a bunch of backlash.
Definitely. Well, that's
Instantly.
that's anything in sports. So hopefully this lockout ends pretty quickly. Hopefully the CBA gets all sorted out.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will, and we'll definitely mention it on the pod when it does. But that is all we have today.
Yeah.
Good episode. Love talking non-football. I like getting my outside of the NFL juices flowing.
Yep.
I think in the future we'll have some episodes on hockey, on
the USFL.
on the USFL.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some European football, or Andy likes to call it soccer.
Yeah, soccer. Yep.
We have plenty of stuff planned.
We have an American audience. I hope you know.
Yeah, the MLS. We'll have a whole episode. The MLS is getting big.
Let's talk about MLS.
People are paying more attention. United States soccer is getting somewhere.
Ooh.
Topic for another day. We'll leave it on that kind of cliffhanger. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, I'm Daniel Keene here with Andy Newman.
We'll see you next week.